Good afternoon to all. In the previous class, we have discussed the operation of induction motor with unbalanced voltages. So, how all the three phases of the voltages, that is sequence, negative sequence voltage, positive sequence voltage, as well as the zero sequence or cophasial sequence, uh, how they are going to vary with the induction motors we have been discussed. Today we'll move to the next topic, a single phasing of induction motor. Here, single phasing of induction motor. When we have the single phase, the first sequence voltage is equal to the negative sequence voltages here. Okay, let us consider the uh, winding diagram of the single phasing three phase here. So let us winding A, winding B, winding C here. What we are going to do here, so one supply is will kept open here. So okay, so there are three windings here, A, B, C. Will keep one winding open here. Okay, so then it will become a single phase. Okay, so single phase, so that's why the name is single phasing of an induction motor. So if we kept open for one phase, then the supply voltage from winding A is equal to the winding B. That will be voltage is equal to VA is equal to VB. Okay, or we call it as first two sequence voltage is equal to negative sequence voltage, so that is Vp is equal to Vn. Okay, if Vp is equal to Vn, then the current in the both sequences, that is positive sequence and the negative sequence, will be in opposite direction. That will be Vn is equal to minus In is equal to minus Ip in this condition here. Okay, so let us draw the equivalent diagram for this In is equal to minus Ip here. So we have the resistance here, we have the reactance. So here we have the two windings here. One is first two sequence winding and the negative sequence winding. So let us draw the both of the windings here. So then we have the field here, we have the reactance with the resistance. Okay, that is connected with, so let us say this is the first sequence winding here. So let us connect the negative sequence winding. Okay, so xm reactance here, then we have the resistance that is connected with one more back to the power supply here. So xs and r here connected with the supply voltage V. Okay, so Rs is the starter resistance and starter reactance. Then magnetizing reactance, we have the rotor leakage reactance, that is xr prime here. Okay, then rotor resistance, that is r prime divided by the slip, that is positive slip here, r prime divided by sp. Okay, positive slip here. So then that connected with some again magnetizing reactance and leakage reactance of the rotor, that is xr prime here. And we have the negative rotor resistance, that is r prime divided by the negative slip here. Okay, so that we are connected and connected back to the winding here. So what happens when we kept open circuit in one side, so that is one end of the winding is kept open. So what happen, basically the single phase induction motor will operate here. Okay, so we have the forward field and we have the backward field also. For example, so let us consider the single phase induction motor here. If the motor is rotating in a forward direction, so then its field will be, let us assume that field will be pi f. Okay, it is rotating in a forward direction and the speed of the synchronous speed is also in forward direction here. So if the motor is rotating in a reverse direction, okay, reverse direction, okay, then we have the field in the winding, so that will be pi r reverse field or backward field, we'll call it as. If the field is reverse, so then the synchronous speed is also negative here, that is minus omega ms. Okay, so in this winding we have the first two sequence winding here, so then the slip for this first two sequence will be sp is equal to, because we have the first two synchronous speed here. Okay, so that's why is equal to wms minus wm divided by wms, that we have proved in the previous class. So first two sequence slip is equal to normal slip of the induction motor here, so the sp is equal to s here. So let us write the slip for the negative sequence here, negative sequence component. So then slip, negative slip Sn is equal to, we have the negative synchronous speed here, is it right? So then it will become minus omega ms minus omega m divided by minus omega ms. So that equal to the, if you simplify this, you will get w omega ms plus wm divided by the wms. So again if you simplify this, you will get 2 wms minus omega ms minus omega m divided by omega ms. So if you simplify this, you will get 2 minus s here. This 2 minus s is the slip of the negative sequence component here. So let us substitute the slip, both first two slip and the negative slip, in the winding, that is in rotor resistance, that is rr prime. So that will becomes, so this rr dash divided by sp will be rr dash divided by the sequence. What we conclude here, the first two slip will be the normal slip. So then similarly substitute the Sn here, then r rotor prime divided by Sn will be 2 minus s here. Okay, so that I have written here. Okay, so then let us see the speed torque characteristic of this single phasing induction motor. So let us draw the speed torque characteristics here. Okay, so x-axis indicates the torque here, so y-axis indicates the speed of the motor. So we have the first two sequence torque with the okay, so with the forward synchronous speed or first two synchronous speed, that is plus omega ms here or no load speed here. So then if we change the supply voltage in reverse, so then it will becomes minus synchronous minus omega ms, that is negative synchronous speed, that will be like this. Okay, so this is the first two sequence torque here, or sometimes we'll call it as the directly TP here. So this is the negative sequence torque, or we are going to give the notation as a TP here, sorry TN, negative sequence torque here. So then we have the net torque here, total torque is equal to the sum of the positive sequence torque and the negative sequence torque. So that is T is equal to Tp plus Tn. If you add these two, you will get, so I will remove this, okay. So you will get, if you are going to add those two, positive sequence torque and negative sequence torque, you will get the net torque or the total torque. So it will be rotated like this. I have dotted line is there, no? So that will be the total torque here. So if we have the excitation field is more here, so then the load torque is connected to the motor, induction motor. So then load torque will be like this. The characteristics of load torque will be like this here, state, okay. So that I will call it as the load torque here. So load torque will be operating in nearly no load speed here, okay. So this is by this what we will get here, the torque and power are less for a single phased motor as compared to the normal three phase motor. So by end of these speed torque characteristics, what we are going to conclude here is that the torque as well as the power is less here, okay, as compared to the three phase induction motor here, okay. So we'll see the next one, next topic. So braking operation of induction motors here. So there are different kind of braking in induction motors. So first one is that regenerative braking. So in regenerative braking, what happens, power is fed back to the power supply, is it right? So then we have the another braking. So second one, plugging or reverse voltage braking. We have one more, dynamic braking. So again there are several types of dynamic brakings depending upon the supply here, supply. So that is AC dynamic braking, DC dynamic braking, and the third one, self excited capacitors based braking, okay. So these are the three different kind of dynamic brakings. So let us see one by one of braking of the induction motors. So first one, regenerative braking. As we know that, so in a regenerative braking system, the power is fed back to the power supply, okay. So we'll explain this by using the speed torque characteristics. So let us draw the speed torque characteristics here, okay. So this is the normal speed, okay, normal characteristics of the speed torque in first quadrant, okay. So torque here, x-axis, y-axis is the speed here, okay. So I have drawn this, you can refer this figure. So the motor is rotated in no load speed, that is omega ms, first two ms here. So whatever we get here, so this will be the maximum torque here, okay. Okay, that will be the maximum torque here, okay. So the slip is 0 at the no load speed or at the synchronous speed, okay. S is equal to 0 at synchronous speed here, okay. You can observe this. If the slip is 1, for speed is reduced or speed is 0 here or negligible 0. So if the speed goes, okay, so this is the normal operation occurred in the first quadrant here. If the speed goes higher than the synchronous speed, whatever the speed of the motor is there, so that is goes higher than the synchronous speed, so then at that time the speed of the motor enters into the second quadrant. So second quadrant will be the regenerative braking system. Okay, so at that time it will enter to the second quadrant here. So let us explain this by using the block diagram of this. Okay, so we have the induction motor here. Okay, so that is connected to the VVVF inverter here. Okay, VVVF is nothing but the variable voltage variable frequency, so that is connected fed back to the supply voltage here. Okay, VDC. Okay, so when it enters into the second quadrant, so we are given the supply voltage to the inverter, so inverter will give supply to the induction motor here. So when it when the speed of the motor is higher than the synchronous speed here, so at that time, so the voltage will get back to the inverter, and we are going to vary the frequency of the inverter, so then power will be reverse here. Okay, whatever we have the power in the motor, no, that will be reversed here. So then power is fed back to the power supply here. Okay, so then at that time the speed of the motor enters into the second quadrant. So when it enters into the second quadrant, the slip is always a negative here. Okay, so if it is a negative, so then it enters into the regenerative braking. Okay, so this is about the regenerative braking. So let us see the next one, plugging or reverse voltage braking here. Okay, plugging or reverse voltage braking. So let us explain that by using the induction motor here. So if we change the phase sequence of the supply here, the direction of the rotating field changes. That means voltage direction is reversed here in the winding here. Okay, so let us consider the induction motor here. Let us consider the induction motor. So we have the phase A, phase B, phase C. Okay, so if you change or reverse the supply voltage, okay, so now change the supply voltage here. So after changing that, it will be A, B, C. So here A is equal to B here, B is equal to A. It means whatever this A point is there, the supply voltage will be B here, the supply voltage will be A here, then the supply voltage will be C here. So initially the supply voltage from the induction motor will be A, B, C in the order here, but when we are going to connect it with some inverter or something, so that moment the supply voltage will be reversed, BAC. Any two supply voltages will be changes here, the phase sequences of the supply voltages or the direction of the supply voltages has been reversed. If the direction of the supply voltages are reversed, then rotating field will be changes. Okay, if the rotating field changes, then automatically there will be a reversed voltage in the winding here. So let us draw this by using the speed torque characteristics. Okay, so we have the first two speed and torque here, and we have the characteristics of negative here. Okay, at a negative synchronous speed we have the first two synchronous speed here. So this is the torque, this is the speed here. So what happens here, if we add the rotor resistance into the induction motor here, okay, we need to add the rotor resistance into the induction motor here, so that will rotate the slip ring induction motor. So if we are going to add the rotor resistance, then the characteristics will becomes greater than the normal regenerative braking here. So normally if it is the negative speed here, this is the characteristics. If we add the rotor resistance into the induction motor, so at that moment the speed torque will be increased as previous one. So this is the dotted line will be the next line. Dotted line is there, no? So that will be the speed torque characteristics when after adding the rotor resistance into the induction motor here. So call it as, so this normally this will call it as, this graph will call it as the R1 prime, that is rotor resistance prime here. So this I call it as the R2 prime. Okay, rotor resistance prime 2. So what we are going to observe here, so as compared to these two characteristics, the R2 dash is greater than the R1 dash here. Okay, so after adding some resistance into the induction motor, it will going to boost here. Okay, so this is about the plugging or reversed voltage braking system. Okay, the next one is that dynamic braking system, so that we will study in the next class. Okay, thank you one and all.